mystery of the Martin mystery tops. It sounds like a Sherlock Holmes movie for guitarists, and maybe it should be, because it begs a question that has kept many acoustic guitar fanatics awake at night. Which type of spruce was used on my vintage Martin? Let's zoom out a little. Most of you will know that spruce is one of the most common wood types to be used on acoustic guitar tops, because it is lightweight, it's strong and flexible, and it gives a guitar a wide dynamic range with great articulation. Whether you're strumming or fingerpicking, Spruce Tops can amplify any type of playing perfectly. Martin Guitar Company know this like no other, and they have used Spruce Tops on most of the acoustic guitars they have ever made. The spruce tree family knows many species, and most of these species will have their own unique sound when used in acoustic guitar manufacturing. Some of the most common ones are Sitka, Adirondack, Engelmann and German spruce. Sitka is a well-rounded tone wood with a broad dynamic range. Adirondack is a wide-grained spruce that has a lot of headroom, which is great for flat picking. Engelmann is lighter and less stiff than the previous two and adds a beautiful mid-range to the sound. German spruce sounds rich and bright and has a strong tradition in European stringed instruments. What we know is that up until 1946, Martin preferred the use of Adirondack spruce tops on their guitar, which is quite logical when you see that the Adirondack mountain range is close to Nazareth, Pennsylvania, where the Martin factory produces guitars. A disadvantage of the Adirondack spruce is the relatively small size of the trees, so due to over-harvesting there was a lack of wide enough pieces to use for guitar construction. The Sitka spruce, found in the northwest and the west coast of Canada, is a giant tree with great sounding spruce, which was the perfect replacement. This brings us to the two guitars in front of me, a D18 and a D28 from 1953. What is the mystery all about? Well, this is where it gets a bit confusing. It turns out that Martin didn't really specify the type of spruce that was used up until 1957. Their shop records would just read spruce. There are a lot of Martin guitars built in 1953 that had a top that didn't really look like Sitka spruce. And on top of that, there are records of the Martin Guitar Company buying a batch of Engelmann and a batch of Adirondack spruce. From 1957 to 1962, Martin used the terms West, East and German for their spruces in their shop records, with West being Sitka, East being Adirondack and German being German or Alpine spruce. Though most of the time Sitka spruce is quite easy to spot, species like Engelmann and red spruce, which is the official name for Adirondack, are more difficult to pick apart. Sitka spruce tends to be medium to thin grained, but it will have a pinkish hue that will turn more brown over time. Most of the Sitka tops will have a characteristic that's called silking, which is not very common in Engelmann and Adirondack. Both Engelmann and Adirondack produce brighter colored tops that tend to go more yellow as the board ages. Like I mentioned before, Adirondack is known for its wider grain, but because of the variety in spruce species you will find tighter grained Adirondack tops and also wider grained Engelmann pieces, making it almost impossible to find the truth. Unfortunately, there is no satisfying plot twist to this mystery. Most of the mystery tops, including the two in front of me, will stay mystery tops forever. If one of you happens to be a spruce Sherlock, let us know in the comments which type of spruce you think was used on either of these guitars. And together, maybe we will continue the lore of the 53 mystery tops. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on about these mystery tops from 1953. If you have any more information on this topic, please let us know, because we're very curious and we want to know more about this. And if you have any ideas for next Benchtalk topics, please contact us and we'll try to make it happen. Have a good one and see you next time. Bye bye.
you.